Hey, what's up, guys? We got a special episode with my man Rick Barker here on the Smart Music Business Podcast, and he's going to be joining us as well on a Fanbase U call where you can actually ask him questions and me questions. So you're not going to want to miss that. But we're going to dive in, just keep this super candid because he's just killing it, helping so many artists with ad strategies, marketing, building their business, getting their money right. And there's just so much opportunity. And so we're just going to chat about some of the fun things that we're got going on here. Rick, so good to have you.
Dude, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Always a good time hanging out. Always learn so much. And it's interesting because as I'm here in Nashville, you being in Toronto, I was thinking the other day as I'm watching the news and I'm seeing this Delta variant that comes across and I'm going, okay, so we've been through this before. What happens if we have to go through it again? And what should musicians be doing right now to prepare themselves? Because last time no one was prepared.
No,
I know as a parent, my kids got out for spring break and never went back.
Yep.
It was like the longest spring break in history. I was telling someone the other day, I said, I've been sitting in front of my computer for the last 18 months, filling up everyone else's gas tank. But the things that I do to fill up my gas tank, like speaking on stage and, we go to mentor masterminds together and things. I'm like, this is kind of getting crazy. So it's like, I'm starting thinking to myself going, okay, if this thing comes back, which it could, I'm not saying that it will, but I'm saying at the taping of this, in the US, especially, we've got some states that are getting hit pretty hard. I was just recently at that Garth Brooks concert in Nashville that there's 70,000 of us. The rain comes. Everyone has to hoard in under the stadium because of lightning. And you're 6 inches apart, not 6 feet apart. And there's 50,000 people that are together. Luckily for me, I brought my mask. Luckily for me, I'm vaccinated. So I feel I got some form of protection. But what I'm saying is then Garth Brooks started considering, what do I do about these other shows if this variant starts to spread? And I'm like, okay, what are artists doing to prepare themselves for this? What if summer touring stops or fall touring stops? Do you have your business set up to be COVID proof? Are you able to, as I taught my students last year, it's like, are you in a position to start live streaming? Or do you have yourself set up for your virtual tip jar? Are you just going to be that?
Talk about that virtual tip jar, because I always loved that and how much money people have made doing that just by like YouTube Live or Facebook Live. Could you just talk about
so
that's such a gem?
All it is inside of your live, inside the description, you just put a link that allows people to send you money. I teach the PayPal.me strategy. There's Venmo, there's Cash App. There's a lot of great ways to collect money. The problem is the artist would get really scared when it came to asking for the money. So I came up with a script that's real easy to use, and I'll share it with you now. Plagiarize it, take it, make it your own. But it says, many of you have asked how you can support me in my music career, understanding that I'm an independent artist. So everything that goes into my music, I have to pay for. I put a link in the description. Every little bit helps. And here's this song I wrote about breaking up with my boyfriend. And then you just kind of move on.
So smooth. Yeah. Hey guys, if you want to know how you can support us, just click the link in the thing. We appreciate it. It goes right back into the music.
Don't beg.
It's not like,
that's the thing. Yeah. I'm a starving artist. Well, you know what? Then it's
Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. They're coming for you for inspiration. They don't want, they don't want
to. Exactly. But it's super easy to do. But I mean, we had artists, like I had an act, the Bell Rays, and they're a husband and wife duo, and all they do is tour. They've been in the punk rock scene for 30 years in SoCal. And they were like, oh my gosh, in March, and this is March of 2020, they did $32 in their merch store. And I got everybody together and I said, look, here's what you should be doing. Here's how to do it. I'm not telling everyone you have to do it. I'm just saying, if I was in your shoes, this is what I would do. So Lisa sends me back an email and she said, Rick, she said, I just want to say thank you. After what you shared with the group, we went out and started doing an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live. And through in March, we did $32 in our merch store. In June, July, August, we're averaging between $3,500 and $4,500. And that's between tips and people going to the merch store. So those are just some of the things that you should be on the lookout for coming up. And I still think all of you should at least be doing it once a month anyway. So it just doesn't show up like that friend that just shows up when they need stuff, where it's like, okay, the world shut down. I'm back. I need money. We don't like those friends that show up in our lives that just ask for cash. You shouldn't be that person either. So I would get yourself on a schedule, because the one thing you want to remember is when you're on stage, the audience is not connecting to you. They're connecting to the people around them. They're connecting to the vibe that you're portraying and delivering from the stage. When you're on a live, you can call them out by name. You can acknowledge them. You can do a lot more personal things through a live.
And you know, they go and say, like, when I'll go live for a while, and then I'll be, rambling, doing my thing. And then I'll scroll back through the photo and make sure, hey, appreciate this person from Brazil or wherever. And that they're saying, oh, Manafest called me out, or Rick said hi to me. Like
Chris didn't even do this until him and I were on a live one night myself.
Oh, bring them on live. Bring them on live. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And I said, dude, you should be killing it with this stuff. But I think you happened to see one of mine and I brought you on, and then we saw the stuff. You're like, okay, I'll go try it. That's all. Here's the thing for all of you. Don't be scared. Just go try it. Now, what I want to share with you right now, and then we'll save the rest for Fanbase U, is I don't look good. I'm terrible in front of camera.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have the right film. Here's the thing. First off, get over yourself, because nobody cares. There's some pretty ugly artists out there that have massive careers.
My gosh.
As long as your music is delivering what it's supposed to deliver, don't worry so much. But for those of you that are still afraid of the camera, there's a couple really cool voice features that have been introduced where you don't have to look pretty. All you have to do is speak, and people can hear the sincerity in your voice. One is on Twitter now. When you go to post, there's a little button that looks like a wave link. You click on that. You can now say, hey, I wanted to share with you my new video. Click the link. Your voice will come out. Then there'll also be a link in the platform. They didn't have to see your face. You didn't have to put on makeup. You don't have to worry about dark bags under your eyes and people calling you a crackhead and a heroin addict like they do me. All you have to do is utilize your voice.
Yeah.
Also, too, Spotify has just created their version of Clubhouse called Green Room.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now, if you are creating an email list, which I know if you are in Chris's world or Manafest world, whatever people call you, dude, if you're in dude's world, I know that he's been teaching you how to do emails. If you are on Spotify, you can go sign up for the Green Room app, send that link in your email to your folks, and let them know that you're going to come on and you guys are going to be doing a cool little chat. What's great about it for me as a podcaster is it gives you the ability to record the session and save it as a podcast to upload later on down the road. But this is another great tool to have just conversations, interactions. Imagine at the end of your show, you're just hanging out with your fans and they're able to ask you questions and you guys are able to talk and get to know each other. That's what Green Room is. That's what Clubhouse is. That's what Facebook's starting their own chat rooms, and Instagram's got voice is the new video, but video still gets the most shares. So don't forget that. But utilize these voice features, because think about this. Do you have a better relationship with someone you speak to on a regular basis or someone you email with on a regular basis?
Oh yeah. Well, even seeing you, as opposed to like if we didn't turn on our screens right now, being able to see you, I have such a more powerful connection. And for people listening, I say, look, do the audio first, build up your chops, build up your confidence, and then do video. But like you get more comfortable the way you do it, and you stop caring because people aren't really caring. They just want to care.
I had a podcast before I had a YouTube channel, and I was on the radio forever. And it was very uncomfortable for me in the very beginning stages to be on video. Because I didn't need any type of medium that was going to add 10 extra pounds. And I have Portuguese bags. I didn't want to wear makeup. Right. I didn't want to think that I had to be perfect. And then when I started my YouTube channel, it was just me putting a phone on the dashboard of my car. It was called 25 Minutes from Nashville. And I would just drive into town and I would talk. I wasn't paying attention to trying to be perfect. I was just trying to deliver the best information that I could. And honestly, that's all the people that follow you want to.
Yeah.
They just want you to be humble and sincere and connect them with what you got going on and stuff like that. So,
oh, dude, it's so good. And for those listening too, like, I don't even, like, I haven't even done a live where I'm singing yet. Like, I'll sing randomly, but I haven't like scripted it, like, and done a set list yet. But I've just gone live and I'll say, hey, you know, I normally do more of a motivational thing. And this is for Manafest, not for Smart Music Business. And then just say, hey, get this or download that, or you got the shirt yet. And it's amazing when I talk about something, wow,
it sells.
I make sales, you know, and when I don't, well, I'm not making as much sales. Well, maybe I should do it a little bit more. And there's guys that I really like, and they have different views than probably a lot of people. They're called the Hodge twins. There's these two black comedian guys, and they're more conservative, but they are hilarious. And they do a live show on Instagram every day. I don't know if they put it on YouTube. They probably do. And that's the thing too. You can take your content and put it on YouTube, put it on all the different platforms, Facebook, Twitter, post it everywhere. But at the very beginning of the show, there is like, you can always support the Hodge twins by going to hodgetwins.com and pick you out a patriotic t-shirt, they always say. And they're always wearing their merch, and you know, and they're funny. They're like, don't forget to use the code Chinese virus and get 20% off. You know, we'll give you 20% off, or they'll use some type of funny thing, right? Again, they're not for everybody, but I noticed, like, I can only imagine how much merch they're selling, and that the consistency that they show up every day. Like, they put me in the ground, Rick. Like, they just show up every day, and that consistency until it grew, right?
Sure.
And nobody wants to start when there's, you know, when you're small, but it's like, you got to start if you want to grow.
The problem that people have when they start and they don't grow fast is because they're trying to grow off of one piece of content. It's either one song or one video. It's like, you have to put out multiple things. It's like, I started with merch for my music industry blueprint, the MIB.
Yeah.
And the other day I had my girls, I said, look, we haven't dropped an image of merch in a long time. And as soon as they posted it, somebody bought a shirt. And I go to them, I said, so why aren't we posting this every day? Because the same people aren't seeing it. You know, it's like, you can never post too much. You can't over post. No matter what anyone says to you, because the algorithm isn't letting everyone see it. So not everyone saw it. So we have to get where people are at. And the first thing we have to get over ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we have to get, is over ourselves. We're no better than anyone else. People aren't waking up every morning going, man, I got to go find out what that Rick Barker guy's got to say. No, I have to be dropping stuff all day long, hoping that I can catch a glimmer and that they see something that I've done. And that's the thing that I had to learn that lesson, because, you know, it was like, oh, I'll post one tweet. And then if you go open up your Twitter and you see how fast stuff moves, you're like, well, no wonder I'm not getting any response there. No wonder no one came to my deal. So, and this is what we're going to talk about a lot with is the targeted ads. Knowing who your audience is. How do you go get the right information? The reason that I love ads so much is because it's active, it's trackable, and I'm determining who sees my message, not just throwing something out in the world, crossing my fingers that the right person sees it and that they can figure out how to get a hold of me.
Oh yeah, the targeting online with ads is just, there's nothing better than that.
Game changer.
It's allowed me to put my music in front of the right people. People can say what they want about Facebook or Instagram or Google collecting your data, but guess what? As an advertiser, to put your music in front of the right fan so that they get the best experience, because like Google, Facebook, all these guys, they're collecting all this data saying, these are the types of people that are responding to your music. We're going to show it to them and not waste your money on showing it to people that aren't going to respond. And we'll jump into that, but you have and we'll jump into that on Fanbase University more, but you have a training, Rick.
Yeah. So I have a free training that I do where I walk you through how to set up the very first ad, which is called the discovery ad. It's like how to identify who your audience is, how to build an audience, what type of creative, how to set up the ad exclusively I walk you through how to do it. And if I could do it, you can do it. It's less than 20 minutes. I walk you through the whole entire process. People are like, wait, you can set up and run an ad and do an audience. Well, I can, but I'm going to show you how. And I do it right over the shoulder. Just go to rickbarker.com/amplifier. And it's one of those things, or you can get it through my Instagram. Follow me at Rick Barker Music, and the links in my bio there, whatever the case may be. But you've got to at least give it a shot, because you can go test the waters with $2.
Yep.
You can go test the waters with $2.
That's cheap.
So let me ask you,
a tank of gas to go drive to a show.
Well, think about this.
People.
I even talk about this. So if I build out an ad, I've created an audience. I did Ed Sheeran. I use Ed Sheeran as the example. So I've got Ed Sheeran as my audience, but not just the interest of Ed Sheeran, but they must also match a couple things, because I want to find the people that consume music online. So I also put in Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, shrunk that audience down from like 190 million to 19. These are the people that I want to go after. For $20, if I just run the ad for $20 to go right to an Ed Sheeran fan who also has shown interest in Spotify and Apple, my reach was, I think, 1.5 thousand people. How much would it cost you to get in front of 1,000 people? Many of you listening probably have never played for more than 50 people, 100 people. Well, you have a captive audience, people where they are. But here's what's even better. That's just the potential reach. The people that will actually do what you want them to do, which is push the play button to see your video, that worked out to be for $20 a day. It was like 1,000 to something. I mean, for $20, you get 1,000 people to watch your video. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Can't beat that.
No.
And if your video's good, which is on you, and then you do the next retargeting for a few bucks to get them to go opt in, and then the next one you get them to go buy. I mean, it's this great process. It's so easy to do. Go watch the free training.
I love it.
Yourself.
And that's the thing. Like, if you don't have good music, and I never like to pick on people about that or whatever, I don't dive into that as much. That needs to be assumed, but like these marketing strategies are so good, they're good that they'll just make your bad songs fail faster if you don't have the good.
Well, and here's what I say to that. Most of the people out there should just remain as a hobbyist. They should just do music because they love to do music. Yeah. I love to cook. I love to bake cookies. I make these awesome cookies. I shouldn't go start a restaurant just because I do something well and I enjoy doing it, because I don't understand the business side of it. Yeah. The art, the hobby, that's cool. But once it becomes a business, first one is, do you have the money to invest in your business? Yeah. Do you have the money to hire the team around you to help build your business? Yeah. There's financial involvement. And so often artists cry poor.
Yeah, they just want want it for free, or just want
stay poor.
Viral.
You know, yeah, stay poor. If you cry poor, you'll stay poor. You are what you put in your brain. I believe that. And I said to somebody the other day, I said, the smart artist is resourceful. The smart artist says, okay, because here's the thing, you're going to pay with something that's either going to be time, which you never get back, or money, which you can replenish. Yeah. Too often, you're spending the commodity time, which you can't replenish, in the wrong areas. Had you spent a couple bucks to learn how to save some of that time, you'd be much better off. So here's the thing, invest the time to go watch my free video. Let me show you how to build your first ad. And then if you decide that you want to learn how to really start generating income utilizing ads, I've got an opportunity for you to pick up my course. But let me earn the right. Let me earn the right. I took time out of my day. I spent over $135,000 last year on Facebook and Instagram ads. So I think I know what I'm talking about, considering I know how to put $1 in and get $5 to $7 back. So humbly, go watch the free training.
rickbarker.com/amplifier. I'll put the link below. Go sign up for that. And then on August 12th, Rick will be joining us at 12 p.m. EST. This is for Fanbase U members. You're actually going to get a training with us, plus ask questions directly. And so go to Fanbase.
Yeah, and I'll look at your ads. I'll look at your social. Please don't come and ask. Yeah, please don't come and ask me to listen to your music.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You should not care what I think about your music, unless your audience.
Do you get that a lot?
I get it all the time. And I tell people, it's like, you just wasted an opportunity. You should have said, hey, would you look at my website? Would you look at my socials? You should not care what a 54-year-old white dude who loves hip hop and Prince thinks about your music if you're a jazz artist.
I get that at shows. Like I'll get that on tour. I used to get that, or guys rapping in my ear, I was actually at the gym the other day, boxing, and this guy says something, somehow it came up music, and he's like, do you want to hear my stuff? And I kind of said to him, joking, I'm like, you're not serious about music then, because nobody that's serious actually says, hey, do you want to hear my stuff? Like, I don't walk around going, hey, hey.
Yeah. No, it's like, I just tell them, I said, look, there's a time for that. But what's more important is I always say this, what's your audience think about it?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't put it out yet. Great. Go put it out.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people will come to me with a fully produced record. And they'll say, hey, would you listen to this and tell me what you think about it? I said, okay, so you're prepared to go back into the studio, open up the session, and make all the changes that I might find. Well, they're like, well, no. I said, then why do you care what I think about it? You already made it.
Yeah.
It's already created. It's finished. It's mastered. There's now put it out and see if the fans like it. And if they don't, come to me before you master it next time and hire me. Pay for my time to listen to your music. But what I would say to you when they come to me to say, hey, can I pay you to listen to my music? I'm like, no, but there's this producer who can actually tell you how to fix it. I can't tell you how to fix it. All I ask is one question. What's the goal with it?
Yeah.
I want to take it to radio. I'll look at it and go, it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It's not going to work. They're like, you didn't even listen to it. I said, I don't have to, because radio wants songs that are between 2 and 2.5 minutes. I don't need to listen to it to tell you it ain't going to work.
They shortened it, man. They want it even shorter now these days. It's crazy. Dude, it's so good. We're gonna have so much fun, man.
It's crazy. Thanks.
Thank you for joining, man. And guys, again, go to rickbarker.com/amplifier. Sign up for that training, and we're gonna rock you guys' faces off on the 12th as well too. We'll put all the links below.